your head off. And you got to wonder, the life thing like this little bitty boy talking about cutting my head off. And so now, and then just in case we missed it, Mark 11:23-24 says, you shall say to this mountain, be thou removed, and cast into the sea, and shall not doubt, but believe what you say you shall have, and you will have what you say. So we don't talk about the problem, we talk to the problem, so we don't forget everything and run. We face everything, and then we rise up. So here's what happened. I'm telling you, it is time to start speaking to the mountains in your life. If it's a mountain of sickness, speak to it in the name of the Lord. If it's a mountain of death, speak to it in the name of the Lord. Whatever is contrary to God's will in your life, it's time to not talk about it, but speak to it in the name of the Lord. And right now, we believe it already has to pass. Can you give God a hand clap? It has to go. It has to go in the name of the Lord. So what's our first barrier? Wavering forgetfulness. What was our second one? Worry. Now, this is why I really want to spend some time on this one just for a moment. This wrong focus. One of the things that keeps us from realizing all of the blessings and grace and amazing things God has done in our lives, we have the wrong focus. We are focusing on the wrong things. Again, I still don't know why all these folks buying toilet tissue. That's the wrong thing. You know, they found a big truck over here around the corner not too long ago, and folks trying to sell some hot. So they're hot toilet paper. But the idea, there's the focus. The focus is in the wrong way. So if I'm not, so here's the point. So I have to recognize and take responsibility. Since God has already met every one of my needs, and I'm not seeing them met, maybe I'm focused in the wrong direction. Maybe I have the wrong focus if I'm not seeing what God has promised. Here's what happens. So when life gets blurry, now the first part is blurry, so I don't think I got to check your glasses. When life gets, this part, oh Lord, so when life gets blurry, adjust your focus. So when you are not seeing what God has promised you're supposed to have, adjust your focus. Maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Maybe I'm focusing on the wrong thing. Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. When life gets blurry, I got to adjust my focus. I love this. Let's go through this definition together. I love this definition. This is my favorite definition of focus ever. To focus means to do what? To concentrate, to have a central point of attraction, attention, or activity. So when we're focusing, I'm not all over the place. There's one central place where we're focusing. I'm concentrating on this one central point where I'm going to expend my energy, that has my attention, that has my attraction. One point of energy, one point of activity that goes on. Now, so what happened? Are there some other words on the screen? Are there other words up here? Yeah. What's the one that stands out? Because what you're doing, you're taking all your attention, all your activity, all of your attraction, and going to one central point of focus. And this is what happens. What I'm offering is that sometimes we are focusing on the wrong thing. We are putting fear right there. We are putting worry right there. We're putting lack right there. We're putting doubt right there. We're putting all the other things there instead of what the Word has promised ought to be there instead. Now, I love this. This is really what focus is. It is what? Follow one course until successful. How many courses? One. You can't focus on 2 or 3 things. You can't focus on driving on the road, then trying to get your lipstick on, and trying to eat at the same time. At some point, this one ended up in a tree. The idea you got to focus on one thing at a time. I'm going to follow one course, until I see what God has promised as well. Now, here's the point. Read this, please. You give power. Whatever you focus on, you will give power to it. Whatever you give, good or bad. Okay, let's just take a little moment here for a second. Everybody, Periscope. Okay, so keep reading that, Sister Wanda. Read it again for us. Come on.
You give power to what you focus on.
Well, these folks gonna be mad on Periscope.
Yes, you give power to what you focus on.
Okay, everybody keep reading that for me.
Okay. You give power
Hey, you know what the message is. Come on, you sit up there, just write notes. Come on, help me out. Help the preacher out. She just chilling.
You give power to what you focus on.
You give power
Give power to what you focus on.
Hey, go back and read the previous one.
Let's read this one together. If you focus on obstacles, then you give them more.
I'm telling you right now, y'all about to get the text message blown up. Sister Lisa about to call, so I'm going to demonstrate it up for you real quickly here.
Yeah.
Y'all already blowing you up?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's all selfish and everything. I'm getting my word. I don't care about them. All right, so let me get this. All right, so here we go.
Let's read this one. Focus on the outcome, not the obstacles.
What I can't control.
What I can't control versus what matters.
What matters.
In the middle is what?
What I'm focused on.
And why? What happens? Let's read this one together. Mind over matter. If you know mind,
One of y'all did a fantastic job. Please join me in giving one of fantastic praise to the wonderful God. Now, this was the idea about this mind over matter here. So this is what I want to talk. So this focusing, our focus, is again, just to be clear about it, it is making sure that we are focusing and we are concentrating on one central point of attraction, attention, and activity. One central point. Whatever we focus on, we're going to get power to it. So if I'm focusing on fear, what's going to happen to fear in our lives? It's going to get bigger. If I focus on faith, what's going to happen? Gonna see, whatever I'm focusing on, I'm giving power to. In other words, I'm going to see more of what I'm focusing on. Now, if you focus more on the obstacles, you give them power. So what should we focus on? Here's what I want to offer right here. Here's what I want to offer. Sometimes we are praying about something, and we are focusing so much on getting out of it that we're not focusing on the ideal situation on the other end. What am I saying? The focus has to be, what is God's best for me in this situation? What is the best outcome right here? Not just trying to get out of this, but what's the best outcome that can be experienced in this situation? That's what our focus has to be. Now again, and I just really want to spend some time here. So on this side, would you agree with me we have things we can control and not control? Right. All right. Would you agree with me that some things matter, some things don't matter? Now, what I would offer is that sometimes we'll focus on some things we cannot control that don't even matter. That's a waste of energy. I can't change it, and it doesn't even matter. Our focus has to be on what matters, what's important, and also what I control. I cannot control that somebody over in China played around with a bat, and now all this stuff is all around the world right now. I can't control that. But what I can control, I know what the Word of God has to say. And I know the authority that I have. And I know the dominion I have. So I'm not going to keep focusing on what I can't control. I'm going to focus on what I can control and what is important as well. Right now, I'm telling you that we are going to continue to make sure we are broadcasting here from Shalom. We're going to be here because the Word, nobody needs a refried sermon right now. We need a fresh word from high. Amen. We need a fresh word from on high. I said we need a fresh, we need a fresh word. So even though, because every sermon ought to address where we are right now. This sermon may not be as appropriate next Sunday, but for right now we're going to deal with it because it's a fresh word from on high. And I'm offering it so I'm just saying at this point, what I can control is still preparing the word. What matters is making sure everybody's fed. Now, we're going to make sure, and thank God for technology. Because there are folks that can't get out and shouldn't get out, but they still get a chance to hear the word of God. Can you just join me in giving God a hand clap of praise for every word? So our focus, this whole idea about going here, my central point of attraction, attention, and activity. What I concentrate on is what I can control and also what matters. So what does it say? So mind over matter. In other words, so we've heard this expression before, but now I'm going to put my mind on what matters. I'm going to focus on what matters. So if I'm not thinking about it, that means it must not matter. So this whole idea. So if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. So here's the point. So if somebody's not thinking about getting the word during this time and only listening to the news, it's saying that the word doesn't matter. If somebody's only focusing on, so whatever I'm giving my attention to, whatever I'm giving my thought to, whatever I'm giving my energy to, it's saying that matters and nothing else does. So watch what they do, watch how they respond, because that will tell you what matters to them. You want to see what's really important to people? Look at their checkbook and look at their schedule. You will see, when we can get out, you will see what's important to people, because what we're going to give our energy and attention to what matters to us. And too many times fear and worry end up mattering more than the word of God in our lives. So read this with me, please. Focus on what should be, not on what seems to be. Oh, read that again, please. Focus on what should be, not on what seems to be. One more time. Focus on what should be, and not on what seems to be. Now I want to really work with this one as well. And this is probably going to be one of our last points here. Let's read this together. What you focus on will grow stronger, bigger, more pronounced in our lives. Keep going, please. What you ignore will wither away and disappear. Okay, good. What I'm focusing on is going to get bigger and stronger and more pronounced in my life. So the people who are focusing on worry and fear, what's going to get bigger in their lives? Worry and fear. But if I ignore the worry and focus on the word, what's going to eventually wither up? The word. Whatever I'm focusing on is going to get bigger. And what I stop paying attention to is going to disappear. I have to give you the scripture to work through here. And I've been looking for, I'm saying all this to get to this point here. So in Mark chapter 5, we have this amazing story of Jairus, who is a synagogue ruler who shows up, who has a 12-year-old daughter who is sick and dying. He's running a synagogue, and at that point the people were going against Jesus, and the synagogue ruler was more concerned about his daughter living than he was about trying to get acceptance by the people around here that wanted to run Jesus out of town. So he went to Jesus and said, now I love this. So Jairus, first of all, his name means God enlightens. That God gives revelation. That God is light in the midst of dark. That's what his name means. So he has a dark situation. And he goes to see Jesus. And he says, my daughter is sick. Jesus says, I will come and heal her. So as Jesus is on his way, you know the story. There's a woman that has had an issue of blood for 12 years. 12 years. The girl is 12. The woman had an issue of blood for 12 years. And Jesus says this. So, and as he's getting ready to go to see Jairus' daughter, he says, who touched me? And the disciples are like, what do you mean, who touched you? All these people around you? What do you mean, who touched you? He says, now somebody touched me so that power left. Somebody needed a touch, not just a bump them. They had a reason for going through here, and as a result of their willingness to go through and make their way to me, something left about it, and I felt it leave about me. So who was it? Who touched me? So everybody's looking around, and eventually here's this woman. Said it was me. Issue of blood for 12 years. And again, remember, he touched the hem of the garment, which is not on the ground like a snake, not down to the very hem, but touched the what? Sisi, which ended up being every priest again, remember, had these tassels. And 613, so he had something here, a stole here with 613 knots, and a stole here on the back as well. So she touched one of those tassels. Recognized, my Obamacare ran out, I don't know what I'm going to do, and she knew if anybody's going to save me, it has to be the man of God. So then in verse 34 of Mark 5, he says, go in peace. Your faith has made you whole. In other words, what he was really saying here, and we'll teach about this a little later, go from your temporary state of not having peace to your permanent state of complete peace. That you're not